All right, so check this out. This how it went. One night I was lit. Well, yeah, I say lit. I was drunk, right? Like super drunk, gone out of there. And I got into it with my girl at the time. She's a lawyer now. Got into it with my girl at the time. And the reason why I got into it was because she didn't like for me to drive lit like that. And I was wild in that night. And I was in a rental. 2004 or 5 Dodge Ram rental. I was in a rental. So anyway, I decided to go shoot up my cousin's house because I thought he was hanging out with some people that kicked in my door a few years previous. Now, that story is a whole nother story. The whole point of this story is how did I end up getting a felony for escape. But anyway, so after I shot up my cousin's house, right, I get away. I flee the scene. And at the time, I had a newborn. My third child. I ain't gonna say her name, but I had a newborn, right? And I haven't seen her or the mother due to the relationship I was in. So what I did was, I called her. And her father get on the phone, like pick up the phone, the other phone in the house. And when he pick up the phone, he basically tell me that he's gonna shoot me. Now, I had just left the scene of shooting these 2 guns at my cousin, which is another story. So I'm on my way out there to the country with my daughter and my baby mama at. Now, the confession is she knew I was coming and she agreed to me coming. She even told me that she was gonna told me to creep up quietly. She was gonna sneak out and me and her, we're gonna go stay in a hotel room with my baby because at the time I was upset going through it with my girl and I wanted to see my baby. So I'm so lit now, just so y'all can know the drugs that I consumed that day. I think I took like 3 Xanax, maybe like throughout the day, maybe like 10 ecstasy pills. I probably smoked maybe 30 blunts. And at the time I was drinking a 5th of Hennessy. Yeah, all of this throughout that day. This was a daily routine for me. I hate to say it. Kids don't do drugs. But this is what I had consumed. So on my way to the country, I'm driving down a road, Crawfordville. If anybody know anything about Tallahassee and you're going to the country, you know what road I'm talking about. So I'm driving down this road and for some reason, I see red and blue lights. It's a Publix right here at this intersection where you're about to cross over and go into the country. So when I see these red and blue lights, I decide to turn into Publix and bust a U-turn and make my great getaway. When I turned around, it was red, blue lights that way too. Now, the reason why it was red and blue lights coming toward me was unbeknown to me that I didn't find this out until I woke up in jail. Unbeknownst to me, I was driving on the wrong side of the street all the way down until I got to that road to the country. So, yes, I was driving down the wrong side of the street. A taxi cab driver, which we call him a snitch nowadays, but I can't call him a snitch. A taxi cab driver actually was following me the entire time and decided to do the good, peaceful citizen shit and call the police. And the police met me at that Publix area. So, when I seen the lights and seen that I couldn't get away, I decided to park the car and cooperate with the police, which means I didn't run. Police walks up to my car, very gentlemanlike. I'm surprised they didn't walk out with their guns drawn. They walked up to the truck. I forgot I was in the truck. They walked up to the truck and said, "Sir, are you all right?" The first thing I said was, "Fuck that officer. I'm drunk as hell. I'm arguing with my bitch. I don't give a fuck." And I'm like belligerent, right? So the officer takes the flashlight, put it in my face, and put it in my lap. Now, one of the guns that I shot up my people's house with was in my lap. Needless to say, they yanked me out the car and whooped my ass real quick. Like, it was like I'd probably say a good 9-second beat down. It took them about 3-4 seconds to open the door, get me out the door, and rough me up. Because there was guns involved, they put me in shackles and handcuffs. This is a true story now. This is the part where I get to the part where I get the escape charge. So I'm right there. Now they is in the truck. It's like maybe 4 of these motherfuckers. They is in the truck. They searching this truck, right? They searching the goddamn truck. They done found like maybe about this much out the fifth of Hennessy. They got about that much left in the bottom of the bottle. They had maybe had a little small bag of powder, but it wasn't powder. It was crushed up ecstasy pill. Because, you know, everybody ever took ecstasy pills. When you have a bag of them motherfuckers, the residue and the dust and all that shit gets to the bottom. Well, at the time, I'm very young, so I'm wild. So at the time, I used to just put all that shit on my tongue. Needless to say, now I'm in the back of the police car, right? I'm in shackles and handcuffs in the back of the police car. My dumb ass is wilding. I'm acting like a monkey, a donkey, an asshole. I'm kicking the window, headbutting the window, fucking myself up, actually, because I end up with a gash under my eye because I'm headbutting the window like a dumbass, when really I realized that I was headbutting the goddamn seatbelt, and the seatbelt ended up gashing me. Oh, don't worry, I went to jail. Both of my wrists was cut up, my ankles was cut up, all type of shit. But this is how I got the escape charge, okay? I'm in the back of this police car. I finally calm down. I get to my wits. I end up grabbing the police door. Like, instead of kicking that motherfucker and this and that, now I call myself, I'm about to battering ram and ram this motherfucker open. For some reason, I opened the back of the police door and that bitch was unlocked. It was unlocked. I swear to y'all, my right hand to Jesus, my left hand to God, whatever y'all want to call it. It was unlocked. It was unlocked. So because it was unlocked, that's, I'll tell y'all the legal terms of that later. That's called police negligence. But anyway, it don't matter. They charged me with escape. But this is why they charged me with escape, right? Because in the midst of them unlocking this, me opening the door, which for y'all that don't know, it probably meant that they didn't put the childproof lock on that motherfucker. That's all it meant. But for me opening this door, I came up with a mastermind escape plan. It was epic. It was like fail-proof. Like, there's no way I wasn't gonna get away. You wanna know why? Because I got shackles on my feet and handcuffs on my hand, and the woods is right across the little street. So if I can walk, I know it sounds stupid, right? If I can walk my dumb ass across the street to these woods, I can literally get away. This is what my stupid ass is thinking with all this stuff that's clouding my mind. Like, I don't even think it was the drugs. I think it was the Hennessy. But anyway, with all this shit clouding my mind, I decided I'm about to make a getaway. I'm gonna get away. I'm about to escape all of this shit. Now, I ain't never picked a lock in my life. Like, I watch movies, but I know good and goddamn well I'm not about to break my wrist, come about these handcuffs or these shackles. But at the time when I wasn't thinking clearly, I actually thought I can escape. So let me park so I can finish this, right? So let me tell y'all this. It's funny now. And the reason why I'm telling y'all this is because my stories are depressive. These things that happen in my life that fuck my life up. And it's very depressing. But my depression is somebody else's happiness. Or it's funny as fuck now. Now, don't get me wrong. I got 4 or 5 felonies for this shit, and I'm paying the price for this shit. But the purpose of this shit is to turn your fucking depression and all your bullshit into some form of happiness. Because I know y'all laughing like a motherfucker right now because y'all want to figure out how did I escape. Okay, so here we go. This is how I escaped. I told myself, I say, Judas, and I told a few of y'all this story before, and if y'all don't believe me, y'all can see this shit. This is not made up. Y'all can go look at my police reports and all this shit. I told myself, I say, Julius, you can get away. All you gotta do is walk quietly. That's the word I thought of in my head. I'm giving y'all the exact word that my brain thought of. Quietly, across the woods. Now, I can't say feet of woods. I'm gonna give y'all an example of how far it was, because I ain't gonna give y'all feet in woods. It was like 3 car lanes worth of walking, okay? So I would have had to walk, like, basically across 3 car lanes to the woods, right across. Now, I'm scared of snakes, alligators, rats, all that shit. I'm scared of all that shit. So I probably would have went to the woods and ran the fuck up out of there, because everybody know in Crawfordville and in Tallahassee up there going toward that area, it's all type of stupid ass shit in there, rattlesnakes and all that. I probably wouldn't even went in them woods. But in my mind, that's where I was going, because I'm about to make the great getaway. because they got 2 guns, they got me in a shooting, I'm drunk, so I'm about to do 115,000 years. That's how I'm thinking. So I actually open the door. I get both feet out. Right hand to God, I get both feet out. I stands up. I'm standing straight up in the back driver's side of the police car. I'm in the back door on the driver's side, okay? Driver's side. Now, remember I told you, I'm telling you the story of how I got an escape charge as a felony, but it really was an escape because I fell out the police car, and it actually was police negligence, so I ended up taking a plea. You get what I'm saying? See, confessions, which means I'm always tell the truth. I ain't got no reason to lie. All this shit is public information. But anyway, they charged me with escape. The escape is when I decided and stood straight the fuck up, and when I'm standing up, I'm talking about literally standing straight up, and I'm looking at the woods and I see the police officer searching my truck looking for drugs. I decide, remember earlier I said I was gonna walk quietly? Soon as I stopped looking at them and turned around and looked at the woods, I took off running. Now, y'all laughing, I know. I took off running. I literally forgot that I had handcuffs and shackles on. That's why I say don't drink alcohol, or don't do drugs, or don't do both. Because instantly my brilliant mastermind plan to run across the woods in handcuffs with shackles on and get away in the woods with alligators and snakes and cobras and bears and lions and tigers and all of that shit over there. My brilliant plan to get across over there with shackles on, ain't never picked a lock or nothing in my life. I thought I was gonna do it. I truly. Okay, so I fell on my face right there. Like basically my face was on the floor right there at the door that this master plan came through. Soon as they heard them chains rattle, now I don't know, a lot of people that's been arrested know what I'm talking about, but soon as they heard them chains rattle, all them country ass officers, I'm talking about, y'all know what I mean by country officers, that was the ones that wear the glasses with the mirrors on them. Like these bitches were so country, they had on mirror glasses at 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, this is the time, 2 a.m. They had on mirror glasses at 2 a.m. That's how real these country these motherfuckers was. All I heard was, what in the hell? How in the fuck did this buck get over there? Get his ass back. Who the fuck let him? That's all I heard. Then I woke up in jail, and I figured out everything else because it was in my police report. That's why I figured out about the taxi guy driver following me and shit. Needless to say, that day I racked up like 7 or 8 charges, right? About 2 or 3 felonies, maybe 3 or 4 felonies. And I ended up taking a plea. Florida's sweet. I ended up getting a plea. But I know right now that's a comedy to you all. And that's why I'm starting to laugh, because depression for some or pain for some is comedy for others, right? The funny thing is, it's funny to me too. The sad thing is, because of that shit, won't nobody let me get a crib in my name. HOA won't accept me. You know how long ago that shit was? 2003. HOA been fucking with me since 2003 for that incident. That's my confession. I forgive HOA because they don't know that I'm actually a pretty good dude. You see what I'm saying? Confessions and forgiveness. Confessions and forgiveness. I don't forgive the state because ain't no way in hell you gonna charge me for escape for your dumbass police officer leaving the back door open. And I was in shackles and handcuffs. Ain't no way in the hell I'm escaped. That's just called being an idiot, man. That's all. I was just an idiot. Goddamn, me being arrested and y'all kicking my ass was justifiable enough for me being an idiot thinking I can escape and run across the goddamn planet with shackles and handcuffs on. I get it. I learned my lesson. It don't take no fucking 15 years and no goddamn felony for me to learn that lesson. There y'all go. There go one story of my confessions.